Good morning, friends. Today we are going to discuss about internal combustion engine. What is meant by internal combustion engine? The combustion takes place inside the engine cylinder, which is called as internal combustion engine. Let me discuss various classifications of internal combustion engine. The internal combustion engine is classified based on various aspects. Let me discuss one by one. The very first one is based on application, stationary engine, mobile applications. Based on fuels, petrol engine, diesel and multi-fuel engines. Based on design, reciprocating, rotary and gas turbines. Then based on ignition, we can classify spark ignition and compression ignition engines. So based on lubrication, we can classify wet sump and dry sump. Then cycle used, Otto cycle, diesel and dual cycle. Based on the stroke of engine, 4-stroke and 2-stroke is used. Controller of charge, diesel engine, petrol engine. Then cooling systems, liquid cooling, air cooling. Then based on cylinder arrangements, inline cylinder, V engine, opposed engine, radial engine, then X type, H type and U type. Based on valve location, we can classify L, I, F, T head engines. Based on governing, we can classify quantity and quality. Then we move on to the components and functions of an IC engine. The internal combustion engine or an automobile vehicle which is made up of a lot of components. A huge number of components will be assembled and made the engine. Let me discuss it one by one. The very first component is a structural component. In that structural component, a cylinder block is there. It is a part of engine frame that consists of cylinders in which piston moves. It supports liners and head. This is the diagrammatic representation of cylinder block. The next one is cylinder head and assembly. It serves to admit, confine and release fuel and air. It covers two cylinder block. It supports valve train mechanisms. And the second one is crankcase. It's an engine frame section that houses the crankshaft. The next one is oil sump. It is a reservoir for collecting and holding the lubrication oil. Then cylinder liner, which is used to dry liner and wet liner. It is classified to provide the adequate lubrication in the inside of an engine. Then the second one is moving component. We have three types of moving component: reciprocating only, reciprocation and rotary, then rotary. In reciprocating consideration, we can have piston and valves will be there. Then in reciprocation and rotary, we have connecting rods. In rotary only, we can have crankshafts and camshafts. Then for moving components, piston. What is meant by piston? It acted on by combustion gases, which is very lesser weight, but the strong and the strength will be more. Then second one is this is the piston. Then piston rings. While moving the piston from top dead center to bottom dead center, it produces huge amount of heat energy. So there may be huge chances of occurring the friction between the rubbing surfaces. To avoid such friction and reduce the heat transfer phenomena, we have to use these piston rings to provide adequate lubrication inside the engine cylinder. Then piston pin. It is a pivot pin which connecting the piston to connecting rod. This is the piston pin. Then the connecting rod which is used to connect the piston and the crankshaft. Then crankshaft, it's combines work done by each piston. It drives camshaft, generator, pump, etc. This is the crankshaft assembly. Then flywheel which absorbs and release kinetic energy of piston stroke, smooth and rotation of the crankshaft. This is the crankshaft assembly. This is your crankshaft, and this is a cylinder, the blue color, which indicates the cylinder. So inside of the cylinder we have a piston arrangement. The piston is directly connected to the crankshaft by make use of the connecting rod. At end of the connecting rod we have a flywheel. In next to the moving component we have valves, which is operating hoses at the top of the engine cylinder, which can admit the air fuel into the cylinder and also which expel the combust gases out of the cylinder. Camshaft, which is used to camshaft and cams is used to time the addition of intake and exhaust valves. Operates valves via push rods and rocker arms.